Nelson Mandela, by Fabián Muñoz and David Albarracín. Personal information. Rolihlahla Mandela was born in Wesel, a village near Mthatha in the Transkei, on July 18 in 1918. Son of Nongafi Nosekeni and Henry Ngadla Mandela. His father was on the Tembu tribe. Mandela himself was educated at University College of Port Hare and the University of Witwatersrand and qualified in law in 1942. He joined the African National Congress (ACN) in 1944 and was engaged in resistance against the ruling National Party's apartheid policies after 1948, inspired in Gandhi's ideology of non-violence.
In 1962, working in the ANC, he was sentenced to 5 years in prison with hard labor by government, and later, in 1964, he was sentenced to life imprisonment with 7 leaders of the opposition. Nelson Mandela was released on February 11, 1990. After his release, he jumped himself totally into his life's work, motivated to get the goals he and others had set almost 4 decades earlier. In 1991, at the first national conference of the ANC held in South Africa after the organization had been banned in 1960, Mandela was elected president of the ANC while his lifelong friend and colleague Oliver Tambo became the organization's national chairperson.
Mandela has been married 3 times, has fathered 6 children, has 20 grandchildren, and a growing number of great-grandchildren. Nelson Mandela became the oldest elected president of South Africa when he took office at the age of 75 in 1994. He decided not to stand for a second term and retired in 1999 to be succeeded by Thabo Mbeki. After his retirement as president, Mandela became an activist for a variety of social and human rights organizations.
Humanitarian work. After the prohibition of the ANC in 1960, Nelson Mandela discussed for the setting up of a military wing within the ANC. In June 1961, the ANC executive considered his proposal on the use of violent tactics and agreed that those members who wished to involve themselves in Mandela's campaign would not be stopped from doing so by the ANC. This led to the formation of Umkhonto we Sizwe. Mandela was arrested in 1962 and sentenced to 5 years imprisonment with hard labor.
In 1963, when many leaders of the ANC and the Umkhonto we Sizwe were arrested, Mandela was captured with them for plotting to bring down the government by violence. His statement received considerable international publicity. On June 12, 1964, 8 of the accused, including Mandela, were sentenced to life imprisonment. From 1964 to 1982, he was jailed at the Robben Island prison of Cape Town. Later, he was at Pollsmoor prison nearby on the mainland.
During his years in prison, Nelson Mandela's reputation grew steadily. He was widely accepted as the most significant black leader in South Africa and became a potent symbol of resistance as the anti-apartheid movement gathered strength. He consistently refused to compromise his political position to obtain his freedom.
In 1990, Frederick de Klerk, President of the Republic, lets Mandela free, starting by this way the democratization of South Africa. Mandela and de Klerk shared the Peace Nobel Prize at 1993. Later, in 1994, Mandela became the first black president of South Africa elected by democracy, starting a government based in the National Reconciliation, keeping de Klerk as vice president.
After his retirement as president, Mandela went on to become an advocate for a variety of social and human rights organizations. He has expressed his support for the international Make Poverty History movement, of which the One campaign is part. Mandela is a vocal supporter of SOS Children's Villages, the world's largest organization dedicated to raising orphaned and abandoned children.
Consequences. Mandela Day on his birthday, July 18th, is an annual international day adopted by the United Nations. Individuals, communities, and organizations are asked to donate 67 minutes to doing something for others, commemorating the 67 years that Nelson Mandela gave for the fight for social justice.
Also, Nelson Mandela has lots of tributes, like statues and monuments. For example, the statue of Mandela in Parliament Square, London, the 6-meter statue at Mandela's Square, and Nelson Mandela Bridge in Johannesburg. 3 organizations associated with Mandela have been established: the Nelson Mandela Foundation, the Nelson Mandela Children's Fund, and the Mandela Rhodes Foundation.
Finally, one of Mandela's primary commitments has been to the fight against AIDS. He gave the closing address at the 13th International AIDS Conference in 2000 in Durban, South Africa. In 2003, he had already lent his support to the 46664 AIDS fundraising campaign, named after his prison number.
In July 2004, he flew to Bangkok to speak at the 25th International AIDS Conference. His son, Magato Mandela, died of AIDS on 6 January 2005. Mandela's AIDS activism is chronicled in Stephanie Nolan's book, 28 Stories of AIDS in Africa.